Hi, and welcome to another lesson of the Excel for Absolute Beginners course. In this lesson, which is lesson 18, we are looking at conditional formatting. And in fact, this is a very important topic when it comes to using spreadsheet applications. And we are going to look at some rules like the highlight cell rule, the top button rules, and data bars. Let's take a look at this sample data. It's actually some form of random data. Right here we have names of cities. Then here we have some random numbers. Here we have some random dates. And we are going to format them. So in the previous three lessons, we've been looking at formatting. We've talked about how to format cells. We've talked about how to format the sheet itself. In fact, the whole of the chapter was dedicated for formatting of cells and sheets, but this is very important. That is why I created a separate lesson on it. And what all that conditional formatting means is that we want your content or the data that you have here to take up a certain format when a certain condition is met. Okay, so it makes your spreadsheet dynamic, unlike going to hard code every format. So in the previous lessons, we had to do it by ourselves. We had to change the color. So anytime you needed a particular color, you had to change it, go and change it. But with conditional formatting, you are setting your sheet set that anytime a particular rule is met, the color should be changed if that is what you are interested in. For instance, a practical example would be if you have any negative number in here, you want all the negative numbers to be flagged red. So that is easy to do with conditional formatting. Once you apply conditional formatting, any future content that you add to the data will still be affected, or any updates that you do will still get the formatting that you want it to get. So let's go on to practicalize this. To use conditional formatting, make sure you are on the home tab and look for the styles group. Right here, the very first option, we have conditional formatting. Right, so when you click the drop down on conditional formatting, we have the highlight cell rules. That's what we are going to begin with. And the very first of them is greater than. What does this mean? So for instance, let's select the content of this column F, and go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. This basically means that if this rule is obeyed, we want you to highlight the cell in a particular color. So the first rule is greater than. So if we click it, you have to state the value. I want all the cells that are greater than, say, 50. All of them should be highlighted in a particular color. So right here it says light red fill with dark red text, and that is what you can see that on my left hand side you see 120 is the only number there that is greater than 50. For that matter, the formatting here has been applied. We can actually change the formatting to various other ones. In fact, there is even a custom format that we can choose to give it, and we can equally change the number here. So if I change this to 5, realize that now all the other numbers that are greater than 5 has also been applied. In the same way, we can go to the next rule, which is less than. So if I choose any number, say 50, all the ones less than 50 would have the formatting applied to them. We can try the next rule, which is between. So with between, you have to set two numbers. Let's say 0 and 10. If I set 0 and 10, then all the numbers between 0 and 10 will be highlighted for us. Okay, so the next rule is equal to. Basically, equal to is going to look for the exact match. And as you can see, if I am looking for something which is equal to 20, then just go and highlight it the way I want it to be. The next rule is text contains. So for now, let's use this text. You can search for the text that contains a specific text, or the cell that contains a specific text or something similar. So for now, as you can see, Accra is here and there. So it has been highlighted the way I want it. Or better still, we can decide to look for any cell that contains an I. And as you can see, all the cells that contain I have been highlighted. Any cell that contain an A, all of them contain a T. So all these can also be achieved. Let's try another rule. So right here we have a date occurring. So let's use this column rather, a date occurring. So with this rule, we are looking at format cells that contain a date occurring yesterday. So if we choose a rule for yesterday, is there any dates like that? Let's say today. Okay, today is there. Why is it not picking yesterday? Oh, okay, so that isn't yesterday's date, sorry, because this is 2021. So yesterday's date isn't there, but today is there. Let's see tomorrow. Tomorrow is there. So you can equally use this to set this month, and you can use it to format it the way you want. At least it gives you an idea whatever you are looking for. So you just have to set the condition and it will select all of those things, highlight them or give them some rules for you. And if you want duplicate values, let's use this since we have a duplicated value here, and highlight cells, duplicate value. And as you can see, now we have duplicated, that's Accra and Accra are duplicated. So that is very nice. You can equally set more rules by coming here and combining some few things right here, but we won't go into that right now. The next thing that we want to look is top bottom rules. So that's, let's use the column F. And basically what this is top 10 items. So if you select this, it's going to select out of the list that you have picked the top 10 in them. Okay, so we can reduce this since our numbers are not a lot. We can reduce it, and as you can see, it selected the top two right now. Let's say we want the top one. So it automatically detects what type of data there is in there, and it has realized that there are numbers. So if you talk about the top one, that's like the largest number. So it's showing you the largest number. If you talk about the top two, then the next number or the first two highest number. Okay, so that is how that will go. Then the next one is top 10%. So it's similar to that one, but this time around, it finds the percentage and uses that. So the top 10% for this, because there is 120, it's only the 120 that falls part in the top 10%. If we increase the percentage, you get a lot of them now joining. So by the top 50%, we have about 3 of them joining the top 50%. So it finds the percentage, the total of each of them, then finds the percentage of each and puts them in that order. That's what is happening here. Another condition that we can have is the bottom 10, which is the opposite of the top 10. We can have the bottom 10% as well. We can have above average. So it automatically finds the average of all the numbers there and gives you anything that's above the average. We can also have something that is below the average, as you can see below the average. And in the same way, we can have multiple rules or more rules by you coming here and setting it the way you want. Then the next thing that we talk about is the data bar. So this uses some form of gradient or bars to indicate the value of the cell. And as you can see, if I choose this, you realize that 120 has a high, so it shows the longest bar. Then negative 25 is negative, so it's showing you the opposite direction, and each of them is represented by their size. So all of these are various formatting that you can do. In fact, you can do a lot more combination. You can write your own rules. You can use formulas, which we'll be talking about in the next chapter, and various functions to determine the condition. So the reason why conditional formatting is important is it makes your sheet dynamic. So you don't always have to go through it yourself and set something to a particular color or set a condition to something. And the other thing too is that with conditional formatting, you can apply several rules to your sheet. So for instance, you may want to delete or duplicate content in a spreadsheet, and you can do that with the aid of conditional formatting together with other formulas or functions. And we will take a look at formulas and functions in the next chapter. So hopefully you'll be able to do that kind of combination to achieve any kind of results that you want. I hope you enjoy this lesson, and if you haven't watched the previous lessons, do want to watch them so that you get a better understanding of Microsoft Excel. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.